Hey, how we doing,
Hey
guys?
guys, welcome back.
Joe here.
Kevin,
So the last episode of Succession was quite interesting. We had a very vulnerable moment with Logan and his kids at the
his first
karaoke bar.
one. Yeah,
First one of probably of the show.
for him, I really do feel like it was. I know he's faked sincerity before, but I never bought it. This is the first time I was like, he's actually really trying.
A little bit with the sit down with him and Ken in Tuscany.
Sure.
Was it Tuscany? It was in Italy for sure for the Caroline's wedding.
Oh, right. But of course, he blew it up, just like he blew this one up
Yeah,
because that's who he is.
yeah. And I mean, I guess he kind of had sincerity with Ken whenever Ken killed the kid, and they had that moment at the very end where he's
Right.
like, "You got to get clean." Um, but no, this is the first real genuine moment from Logan. And the funny thing is it didn't matter because he's burned his bridges, man.
Yeah.
Like he's burned them so many times to where it just didn't matter anymore.
Yeah, he's used his kids like pawns, and now he's surprised and shocked that when he actually tries to be sincere, it's not working. When he's faked it with them for so long,
Yeah,
there's only so many times, you can you can slap them around before they just say you're not going to slap me again, which is where they are. Fool me 12,000
yeah.
times, shame on you.
I
Yeah,
know it is sad, but at the same time, that's the name of the game, I
right.
guess. And
I
he
don't
needs
feel
to
bad
know.
for him.
I don't feel
This
bad for him either.
this is a you made your bed, now lie in it. Of course, they're not going to believe you now.
And we have empathy, so it's a very empathetic show for
Sure.
sure. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
which is kind of amazing to think that this show about billionaires makes you empathize with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and really we empathize with Connor the most. I mean, man, he had a tough one this last episode.
Yeah, no, he really did. Connor's kind of going through it.
I'm assuming the wedding's gonna happen because this
Because she
wasn't.
was there, right? I didn't think it was going to until he went home and Willow was there at the house.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think it's probably going to happen, and which means we're going to get another wedding episode on this show, and
which it might be this one
it
because
might be
it
because
was the
it
day
did say it was the
before.
next day,
So
right?
either they're gonna do it in this episode or they're just gonna skip it entirely.
Right. So if we have a wedding episode here, going with the track record of the show, it's going to be a train wreck in terms of interpersonally for one or most of the
It's
characters.
always a mess.
It's gonna be a mess. Tom's gonna get hurt. Kendall's gonna get hurt. These
So
things just keep happening at these weddings.
we just shot a New Girl episode and we just went into detail on like weddings and TVs and
Right.
movies and stuff, and we mentioned Succession. So it's kind of funny. Not
Right.
even thinking about
I
the
was
fact
yeah, I
that
was
we're gonna
thinking about the
follow it
fact
up.
that
Yep.
next episode is going to be a wedding episode,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, that every time you have one, it's a disaster. And you know what? Structurally, for movies and television, it has to be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. It's just fun at
Hey,
that point.
it's like showing a sincere scene at a DMV. You know what I mean? Who wants to watch that? How is that compelling storytelling? So if you're just going to show a wedding, then let's face it, we all hate weddings if it's not ours, right?
Yeah.
So what's the point of showing one that goes off that? Oh, okay, we're going to sit and watch somebody's wedding. I don't even like to do that when I'm related to the
It's like
person.
externalizing what you were feeling inside, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, exactly. So now it's kind of like if we're going to have a wedding episode, we're going to have a wedding episode where things go bad for at least some of the characters,
Yeah.
and simply because in this is the first one we've had in the show where the people don't really want to get married.
Connor does.
Connor does,
Willow
but
not so
Will
much.
clearly doesn't. That this could go back. This could blow up in very large ways.
We actually don't really know what Willow wants. We kind of know that like she has cold feet, but at the same time, like what is her cold feet about? Is because she really doesn't love this guy?
Oh, for
Because
sure, she doesn't love him,
I she said that she has in the past. I thought
right? But I don't think she wants to spend her life. I don't.
he's
Their
kind of it's
their
kind of the
relation
Stockholm syndrome almost.
their relationship is largely one based on finances, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. I moved in with you so you'd finance my play. I started dating you because that's what my job is. And to hope that like I now all of a sudden want to be a loving, doting wife is asking an awful lot of her.
I mean, she had that moment in season 3 where she's like, you know what, you're a good man. And he's
He
like,
is a good. He's not a bad
and
guy.
he just sits there with thanks,
Yeah, yeah.
But he is a good dude. I mean, out of all the rest of the characters,
He's the
he's a
best.
saint compared to everybody
I mean,
else.
obviously he's completely clueless. His life of privilege has given him.
Yeah.
He's completely aloof. He has no idea how the world works.
But in terms of
He's been
billionaires,
sheltered from that, but he's well intended. He doesn't. He's the one guy in the show that hasn't done anything to hurt somebody else. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
He does not want to hurt people.
In terms of billionaires, you can do much worse than
Oh,
Conor Roy.
for sure, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So you want him to be okay. I don't know that he really will. I just don't think there's enough there. You know what
He
I
doesn't
mean?
need love.
Yeah,
He
right.
can feed
He's
off
in. Yeah,
insects dying inside of him. Is what he
he's
said.
he's totally in denial about that. Of course, he needs love. He's the softest one of the four on the show.
Maybe.
He wants his dad to love him just as much as anyone else does, and he's like, "I've learned to live without it." I'm like, "Dude, no, you haven't, man. You're marrying a girl you've hired to love you."
Maybe we're looking at it in a weird way. You're right. He needs love, but at the same time, maybe he's okay. Maybe he is the strongest one in some ways because he's not putting up some desperate facade to get back at his dad.
Well, I think the reason he's not is because he's not involved. He's the one that's not trying to be involved in the power play
In
of
the
the
company,
company,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
The,
trying to do his own thing.
the company's the poison for the family for sure,
Yeah, it
right?
really is, man.
Completely. And the fact that I got to give him credit. The fact that Connor has decided he doesn't want anything to do with it, other than the incredible amount of money he benefits from it,
Yeah,
says a lot. I respect him for that a lot more than I do James Cromwell's name. What's his
Ewan.
name? Ewan.
Yeah,
I have less respect for him, who craps all over the idea of the company, but that
benefits from it. I
but
mean, yeah,
oh, he's a hypocrite for sure,
yeah, he is.
right? Yeah, he's right on everything he says about what makes Logan horrible.
Still on the board.
He's on the board. He's living off of the money. He's enjoying the riches of it.
Yeah,
He's a complete hypocrite.
and he had Logan's back in the board meeting in season 1.
He did,
Yeah,
but I do think Ewan's a hypocrite. Connor's not. Connor's dumb, but he is accepting the fact that he's not lying about the fact that he completely benefits from his involvement in this family.
exactly. I mean, I think we said it all right there.
Right.
So without further ado, we're gonna hop into this episode real fast,
Absolutely.
guys.
Do you want to welcome some Patreon subscribers this week? Keep in mind, guys, I am on vacation next week, so if you're wondering why it's the same names 2 weeks in a row, it's because of that.
And the same
We're doubling
shirts.
up because yeah, right. We don't want to me go out of town and you not like leave you guys a week without something
Yeah.
that you're paying a lot of you are paying for. So that would be rude. So if you're wondering why isn't my name being mentioned because I joined the Patreon, I promise you, week after this, when I get back and we record new episodes, that will be taken care of.
Yes.
But right now, Emily Taft, Mount Moses, Sandy B, Jane London, Cookie and Milk, Kia, Valentina G, Balk Anarchist, Lawson, and Armin Nusis. Thank you so much, guys, and welcome. We really do appreciate you being here.
Yeah, you guys rock. I'm just gonna adjust this real fast because it's driving me crazy.
Yep, yep.
Oh, other way around. There we go, guys. So if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello, hello.
While you're here, don't mind hitting the like button for us. Leave us a comment down below. Tell us your thoughts on Succession thus far. No spoilers, please.
Yeah,
And while you're at it, might as well hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the new content we have coming your way.
absolutely. And if you'd like to see the full-length reaction to this and all of the other episodes of Succession, which are really only over there, please check out the link to our Patreon in the description below.
Yes.
A lot of different shows you will find over there.
Hey man, we're pumping out the content.
We really are. All right.
Yeah, Connor's wedding.
Connor's wedding. Okay, well,
Nice.
should have looked at that when that would have answered that question. All right, guys, we're gonna go and begin here in 3, 2, 1.
Sure, yeah,
There it is.
okay.
Same old manipulation.
Same old, yeah.
We'll make it tidy afterwards.
Just give her the word today.
At the wedding.
The guy that's been sending her pictures, inappropriate pictures, illegal pictures, is the one that's going to fire her. Oh, I'd be in a lawyer's office that
Roman,
afternoon.
he's smart. Why is
Yeah.
he not seeing that?
Right. Oh,
Okay, well,
God.
don't turn me into a word, Tom. I'm a guy. Why do you have all these little guys, these little Greggies running around? Who are these little Gregs?
All the boat leaves.
They are doing something at the Statue of Liberty.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, they don't mind the taste of your champagne.
Right.
Mr. Scrooge just happened to be a huge wealth creator. They don't mention that in Mr. Dickens' books, do they?
No, they do not.
Oh my God. He just compared himself to Ebenezer Scrooge
He did.
favorably.
He's got a nice arc though.
Right? Yeah, right.
Cooked goose for everyone.
Right.
Hand cruises around her neck.
Sort of incompetence
Jesus.
or worse.
I think the idea would be that she took her eye off the ball.
So they're going to blame
Clean
Jerry
out
for
the
the
stalls.
cruises thing. If she kept the pictures, she could be on the news that day.
Yeah. Why is he not thinking that through?
I don't know. To me, that's the most obvious thing is, oh my God, Roman handed her all of this leverage on a platter, and he's not even considering that.
I mean, I'm sure that she signed some sort of NDA, but
Yeah,
that
but-
breaks the NDA.
Yeah, that criminality breaks the NDA
Yeah.
for sure. If you were treated criminally, that breaks the NDA. I think. I mean, I'm not a lawyer.
They were
I don't know how they're worded, but unsolicited sexual pictures after she's told him to stop.
I would say at first it might have been consensual.
Doesn't
but
matter.
but
She said
after-
stop, yeah.
she did say stop.
So
You're right. Yeah. Well, okay. I guess we're headed that direction. We'll see. That might be that might be the big
honestly-
blow up of the wedding.
right, honestly, I hope Jerry sues him for $1 billion because she earned. I mean, he crossed the line.
I am on like a human level. Like, obviously sad, but I'm sorry. Like,
I'm good.
I mean, that's true. He knows they're just gonna buy her off. Yeah.
Dang. I kind of feel bad for Roman having had that responsibility. He handled it very well.
Right. I think he did actually as well as he could.
Connor's mom was getting,
going to the funny
taken
farm.
into mental health care. They gave him cake Dad and
Oh,
whoever
man.
to calm him down.
Oh my god. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
well,
this is a lot.
that explains that then.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm on
I
Connor's
get
side.
it now. Yeah, it's actually a big deal.
Hey, Roman.
Yeah.
Hey, your dad is very sick. He's very, very sick.
What?
What?
Oh, bull crap!
Who's with him?
Had a very serious.
Serious what?
It is very, very bad.
Is this real, or is this?
What's going on?
They went in. They broke in.
They broke in. Yeah, they have the key and they got in there, but he's not
Is
responsive.
he still in?
What?
Well, okay, this might be serious then.
Yeah, they're.
Is he talking? Can he
Is
talk?
he breathing?
They're doing chest compressions.
Oh,
Oh my
I'm sorry.
God.
I assumed this was like a ploy.
What did he say?
So Frank thinks you should speak to your dad, and I can hold the phone. I can hold the phone near him.
Oh my god.
Is he gonna die?
You might want to get.
Yeah. We'll get Shiv. We'll get Shiv.
I want to get Shiv.
Somebody go get her.
I'm putting you by his ear now.
Can you hear me? Is he okay?
Oh my god.
Good. You're a good man. You're a good dad. You're a very, very good dad.
Wow.
You did a good job.
I mean, this is the house he built. You know, they don't have to
Yeah.
say to him.
I don't know.
I can't forgive you.
I get it. I do. This is rough.
I love you.
Yeah, I don't.
Somebody go get Siobhan, man.
Yeah.
Is he gone?
I can't believe this. I didn't think this is the third episode of season 4.
I thought this would happen, but I thought it'd be later. I didn't think it was going to be towards the end of the run.
Maybe he gets a pull. I don't know.
Right. Do we bookend it with him in the hospital again?
We called it with the wedding.
Sure.
They're over international waters.
Yeah.
They have to turn the plane around.
They think Dad died.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Oh man.
Hey. Daddy.
God. Oh, Daddy.
Don't go, please. Not now.
God dang it.
Tom.
Hey, Roman.
What's happening? What precisely?
I gotta get Connor.
Yeah, you got to tell Connor. I mean, do you wait till after he's married?
I don't think so. I think you just grab him.
Carl's phone and any or all of those things I will take, but I would like that in the next minute, 2 minutes, please, Jess. Okay? Okay?
It's over, man. I get that he's a guy who's used to being able to get what he wants, but
I've never seen grief portrayed like this
It's pretty rough,
in a
yeah.
movie or show. This is the most realistic portrayal of grief I've ever seen.
Definitely could. I just. Thank you.
It's
Do
okay.
you want me to? Yeah.
I mean, they should all call him in, right? Get him away from everyone else.
Yeah. It was horrible. I feel
Yeah.
so bad for Connor. I feel bad for all of them. I really,
Right,
I really
I do.
do.
You know what's weird?
Oh.
Is all my sympathy really is for the 4 kids and not really for Logan.
No.
You know what I mean?
Died by
It's-
himself on an airplane full of yes men.
Yeah, completely. And but the impact it's going to have on his kids is the rough one for me.
That's the whole show.
Which is why they're just showing them, really.
Yeah.
Oh man. You never even liked me.
I mean, I feel like all
Hey,
4 of them
sorry.
should.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I feel really bad for Connor because he's lived his whole life thinking like his dad hates him. I mean, they all have, but
That's tough. That's the roughest thing I've ever heard. He never even liked me.
right, yeah, that's his first. That was his first thought. Dad died. We never got to a point where he liked me.
Walks it back. He did. He just never got to make him proud.
Yeah. And you know, as mess as everything is, and company wise, I don't even know what the setup is. You know,
The deal never went through.
I think she's
Yeah.
freaking out, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Judging by her grin, it looks like she caught a foul ball at Yankee Stadium.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We need some humor.
And
We need some humor.
they're getting back to who they are already.
But he's right. She's in shock though, but
Right.
like she is smiling.
Okay, but people should know that I was with him. Okay. Okay. Okay, man.
I don't like that. That was really I get what he's saying. That was nasty.
It was nasty. Everyone's outside of the kids. Everyone is what's in it for me. Everyone is what's in it for me now.
I mean, Carl, Frank, and Carolina are like actually handling business. It feels
they are.
like.
They
Yeah.
are.
I think, they're very much still processing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
since it's happened less than 20 minutes ago, yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
so.
Oh man. So that's
They're going to be processing.
It's going to
for a
be the
while.
kids versus this, isn't it?
The kids are going to be fighting for the guys coming for the scraps.
I bet you any money.
Yeah, and the kids are already. So yeah, go. Yeah.
Now they're going to be fighting with Frank and Carl
Oh.
and Jerry.
Colin.
Oh yeah, that's got to be rough for Colin. They've been together for a long time.
That's his life.
Yeah, it's his livelihood for
It's
sure.
his shadow.
Now you have to wonder what role Tom plays in this.
His
'Cause
protector is gone. His only protector.
His only protector is gone. He's not in the family, but he's not out of the family. He's kind of in the middleman.
It's like if the kids stay and like somehow get the company, then I don't see Tom staying. And if Mattson gets it, then like what happens then? You know?
Right. And again, Tom's so worried about himself that I don't know.
I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't know how sincere he is with her at
look,
all.
that's just yeah. There you go. He's there for a
Is he
moment.
worried about his job, or is he worried about his wife?
I think he does care about Shiv. I really do. I think it's both, right? Like he
Right.
cares about himself, but he does care about this person.
I mean, protector was the first friggin' thing out of his mouth when he accepted it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch him down from here.
Okay.
I'd go with him.
Yeah,
So he's not doing it alone.
I would
you know?
too. I would too.
I hate my dad, but I'm going so he's not doing it alone.
I think they did love their dad. They did. Like Ken said, I can't forgive you, but I love you.
Right. And I think that's honest. I like the fact that him and Shiv were both on the phone with him, like, you kind of sucked as a dad. Don't die. I love you, but you kind of sucked as a dad.
Yeah, Rowan was the only one that was like, "You're a good dad." you know?
Yeah. And I don't even think he meant it.
In a weird, it's such a weird dynamic of love.
Oh, for
it's,
sure.
It's just maybe he did, maybe he didn't. We don't know.
Everyone bailed on the wedding.
Connor summed it up in the last episode. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't love him, it's fine. It's interesting that we really haven't seen him.
Not this
We
episode.
didn't see his face. We saw a side profile.
Right, which makes me think, and I know this is a technical thing, and but I'm wondering if Brian Cox was even involved in that, and if it was just a double, since you didn't really see him. Like,
I don't know.
And the only reason I mention it is like, was Brian Cox really in 2 episodes of this season?
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Again, everything's so complicated and weird, and it's kind of on Logan that it's that way.
It is.
It didn't have to be like this.
The episode ends with Ken.
Yeah.
Like we said many times, the show very much centers around Ken's perspective, and
It is.
man, what a powerhouse episode. And I was a blubbering mess for most of it. And like I said, guys, sorry for not being as responsive as we usually are. But
There was just a lot.
that's a lot thrown at us.
A lot of nuance to that, and it does signal a huge shift from what I did not expect that
At all.
I expected early on, because I mean, let's face it, in the pilot we start off with him very, very sick and almost dying, so I thought they were going to bookend with that. You know what I mean? I thought that was going to be like an episode 9 kind of situation, right? And then
Yeah.
fallout in episode 10. We have the entire season almost still to kind of go through with this.
It's like the second half of The Godfather.
Yeah, like what
Or
do you
even
do
Godfather
now?
2.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the king is dead.
Right, and now it's everyone's fighting over of what's left over. It's Game of Thrones again. It's like, okay, the throne's empty. There's a whole lot of different people who are going to be fighting over who sits in it now.
Every single wedding goes wrong on the show.
Yeah,
Single freaking
Yeah,
wedding.
if there's a wedding, man, if at this point you're like, someone's getting married, great. I'm gonna go rent a bomb shelter for the weekend.
There's something poetic about Logan dying at this wedding episode, and at the first wedding in the show, the waiter dies.
Yeah,
And Logan refers to him with no regard. No, no real
Not no
person.
real person involved. Is that what, something like that?
Yep. No real person involved.
Yeah, no real person involved. Well,
The
yes, he
po-
won. Yes, he was.
You didn't go to your son's wedding.
You didn't go to your son's wedding.
Maybe if you would have went to his son's wedding, he could have lived. I don't
I don't
know.
think so, but he could have said goodbye to his kids.
He could have seen his kids
Right.
instead of dying on a plane full of yes men who are just going to pick at your bones when you die.
Yeah, yeah. That's what Logan was.
You know, the thing with Tom is we don't get enough private moments with him, but we see enough to kind of know where he's at. But at the
Right.
same time, I do think he cared. He's crying. He's quite sad, is what he said.
Right.
And he's like, my protector's gone. But at the same time, with Tom, he's genuine enough, but also like he is out for himself. So it's like I think he's sad because
Right.
this person did show compassion and took a chance on him, right? So he's sad about that, but he's also sad. He's like, I'm in the wilderness now, man.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the brilliant thing about this show. Is the writing is so good, right? For me, and the idea of show don't tell.
Exactly.
We don't really know
We need
where Tom is because Tom's working on a lot of different levels, right? There's a lot of different dynamics and balls in the air with Tom in terms of his role with the company and the family. Excuse me.
and
we don't get in his head, so
no.
we don't really know.
He is
We
a
know what he
supporting character.
says,
He is a supporting
right?
character.
And such a great performance. So yeah, we've got a well-written show where we don't have all the answers
No, we
with any
don't.
of these characters.
And that's a good thing.
You know, we don't know what they're really feeling or where their motivations are because everything blew up at the company. So you've got the kids who are dealing with a dead dad, but they're also dealing with, oh my God, we've got this other thing that comes because of that, right?
Yeah.
This isn't a normal family having a normal sense of loss. So there's so many much bigger things at play than just them losing a father.
Yeah.
And other people losing their jobs, livelihoods for thousands of people are at play here, and everyone is naturally going to be where does this leave me now? And I think Carrie's the perfect example because I hate to be kind of harsh on her, but as someone who was a personal assistant who became a mistress to parlay that into a bigger career move,
Yeah.
what is she now? Because everything that mattered about her was just for Logan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
didn't matter to anybody else. So now it's like, she's like, what do I do now? It's like, sweetie, we don't need you.
She's done.
You just lost your meal ticket. You were the one person who had really nothing invested here.
Yeah. And everybody there thinks she's doing a bad job as an anchor. She's not going to get that job.
She's not going to get that job.
She's the assistant to a man that just died.
She has no pull. She has
The kids hate her.
The kids hate her. She has nothing to hold over anyone's head.
Nope.
Because all she had before was my boyfriend Logan will take care of me.
Unless she's going to play that card, but I doubt it. I don't think anything's going to stick. I don't think it's going to stick. Yeah.
I think she's out the door.
Yeah.
I think as soon as the plane hit the ground, she was done.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if we see her again. Honestly.
Why would you? Why would anybody humor her at this point?
Yeah, and
go write your book, honey.
Yeah,
go write a tell-all.
One hell of a book. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But no, back to Tom and the Shiv dynamic. It's weird because she's so passionate and so like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Resistant almost.
Right.
Like she's very independent, but at the same time, like she needs Tom. Like she doesn't want to tell that, but she does. Even back in the first episode when they're in the apartment, and she's like, so I guess this is it, and then she doesn't leave. She stays and she grabs his hand. They stay there. She stays there with him because some part of her wants him. She goes and hugs him at the airport and then realizes and walks away. And then as she's leaving, she's like, hey, Tom, can you run it by me again?
Right.
That's not really what she wants to know. She just wants to be with Tom.
Well, I think Shiv is the smartest of the siblings of all four of them. I really do. I think she's the smartest and most capable, but I think she needs a support system like everybody does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the only reason that I'm mentioning it is because
her brothers
her brothers are unreliable at that.
Yeah.
Her dad was nowhere for that. Her mom, they've had interactions. We know her mom is trash when it comes to that.
They understand each other too.
Right. So I feel like Tom is the one person who's really kind of her support system. And she definitely needs it right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom and Shiv are kind of rekindled a little bit out of necessity and out of her accepting the fact that, as much as I don't trust Tom, I kind of need him. Because Tom is her support system.
She's right for not trusting because at the end of season 3, but I
don't trust Tom either. Yeah,
I do think he cares about her ultimately.
Sure.
I don't think he would go out of her way to intentionally. Well, he did screw her.
Right.
He screwed her. But at the same time, when it comes down to stuff like this, I think he can be genuine, but he's going to worry about himself at the same time.
Right. I think Tom's biggest concern is always going to be Tom. And that's fair. I think most people, if you really strip away all of it, you're out for yourself. When the chips are really on the table, right? You know, zombie apocalypse, we're all kind of out there for ourselves
Oh,
and
for
not
sure.
society, right?
And look how far he got doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not trying to hate Tom
No,
for
no.
for being concerned about himself. He's a person. Of course, he's going
He's
to
not
be.
the
Of course,
worst
he's
character
going to be
in the show.
self-interested.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm not trying to be self-righteous and say he shouldn't be. He should be. Jerry should be. Carl should be. Frank should be. The kids should be. Everyone's self-interest doesn't bother me. It's what they're willing to do, and the steps they're willing to take to ensure their own personal success, even beyond survival. You know what I mean? They're all going to survive. They're all going to be rich.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's going to stop that. But it's like it's the how can I position this to make my position even better that kind of grosses me out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like who's gonna be like, how do I parlay this into me being in a better position than I was when Logan was alive?
Yeah.
That grosses me out because they're all going to be okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I mean,
None of them are going to go work at Dairy Queen now. You know.
I'd love to see that actually.
I would
It'd be a
too.
funny idea for a show.
Right. I want
It's Schitt's Creek basically.
Right. I want to see Kendall making blizzards, but we're not going to get that. So
I'm worried about Ken.
I am too.
In the last episode, I mean, he ordered a soda and bitters, so like we're assuming he's sober.
Right.
I can see this sending him off the rails. I can really.
Yeah, that
see
was
it
a good
going crazy.
detail, right? Of him being sober again.
Also showing, not telling.
Yeah, completely, right? We don't have to have that moment of like, hey guys, guess what?
I'm clean,
I'm clean, clean for 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that. It again, really good writing, a really good detail. I would not be surprised as we go into the last stretch, and I could obviously totally be wrong, that this is the moment that Kendall finally steps up when his dad's not there, when he's not when
God, I hope so.
and maybe even all the kids, right? When they're not when they don't have the shadow of their dad hanging over them of
Step
his
into the
approval or
sun.
disapproval to where they have to actually step out and do it. You know, how many times did Logan say, "You're not a killer, son. You need to be a killer"? Maybe this is the time where Kendall's right. You know what? I'm going to be the killer now that it's just me. Now that my dad's not there, I don't have that safety net. I don't, or the foil of
Yeah.
him. Now that there's going to be other things at play. Now maybe Kendall's finally going to be a killer.
He goes full Michael Corleone.
He could. He absolutely could.
The biggest difference though is that in The Godfather, Don Corleone had all of his faith in his son.
Right.
He had complete faith.
Right.
In
He
Michael.
did say Michael runs the family business now. He said that towards the end.
Logan is not that.
Logan never had that.
It's like this false sense of, and I don't want to say entitlement, but like it is entitlement. They all think they're entitled to the company when they're
Sure.
really not, because they've shown time and time again they can't do it.
Right.
But now
they've
have
all
to.
stumbled at times.
Now
right.
they have to. It's either that or get out. I
Right.
don't
I
think
agree.
I don't think they just get out, because if they just get out, we don't have 7 more episodes of the show.
Exactly. If they were like, screw it, we sell it to Matson, we take our billions of dollars, we
Oh,
go on and run.
Freaking forgot about Matson.
Yeah,
We have to see how that goes down.
Right. And I think, like I said, I think there's going to be a big fight, and I think it's up to the kids to win it.
Well, it's also like Matson was already like talking about walking away from the deal. Now that there is no deal, ostensibly because Logan's gone. I mean, I guess the deal could still be on the table
The
because
deal's still on the table. Now he doesn't have to give Logan nearly as much.
he's got way more.
He's got more
leverage now.
He's got more leverage because there is no like, oh, Logan still gets to run ATN or Logan still gets to sit on the board or any of that.
Yeah.
It's a new ball game.
Man, okay, so we've said it a couple times this week that we're doubling down so we can
Right.
get the schedule out. I really wish we would have followed this one up with episode 4 because
Yeah, I'm
dying
curious
to
to know what happens now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to wait 2 weeks to hit the next one.
My God, I know. But we'll be waiting in anticipation, guys.
I
so
can't wait. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thank
see
you.
ya.